A number of cultural elements just with the music that started us off today with the giving of badges. It's a very culturally appropriate way in Nepal to welcome guests. And now we're just going to move on to another cultural element of an event, the lighting of the panas. So I'd like to invite Mr. Deepeshman Shakya, President of the Nepal Ireland Society, Mr. Sharad Raj Aran, the Acting Ambassador, and our Chief Guest, Lord Mayor of Dublin, Mr. Brendan Carr, to light the panas together to inaugurate our event today. Thank you.
पानसमा बत्ती बाल्ने कार्यक्रम सँगसँगै पञ्चे बाजा बजाउनका लागि पनि म वाद्यवादक साथीहरूलाई अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु।
Thank you. Now I'd like to invite the Acting Ambassador, Charge d'Affaires of the Embassy of Nepal, Mr. Sharad Raj Aran, to come and say a few words. Thank you.
President of Nepal Ireland Society, distinguished guest, ladies and gentlemen, namaste and good afternoon to you all. I am immensely pleased to be a part of Nepal Ireland Day, which is being organized to mark the 17th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Nepal and Ireland. On behalf of the Embassy of Nepal, I extend my sincere thanks to all delighted attendees for honoring us with your valuable presence at this event. I'd like to give a special thanks to Nepal Ireland Society for their enthusiastic effort for continually deepening the close connections between Nepal and Ireland. Despite the absence of Nepal Embassy in Ireland, they have managed amazingly to deepen Nepal-Ireland relationship with great matter to respect. Not only strengthening bilateral relationship, I'm immensely pleased with Nepal Ireland Society that they also aim to promote diverse Nepal in Ireland. Interestingly, Nepalese community among Irish communities as well. For this, I would like to present profound thanks to all committed Nepalese and Irish members of Nepal Ireland Society who have stood with their heart and soul behind Nepalese community in Ireland for helping Nepalese diaspora in various ways. While celebrating 17th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Nepal and Ireland, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Emer Costello and Mr. Joy Costello for their effort in setting up inter-parliamentary group between Nepal and Ireland. I'm confident that this effort will be successful and we look forward to welcoming Irish parliamentary group to Nepal very soon. Also, please accept sincere thanks on behalf of Embassy for your continued help and support from the very start of the establishment of Nepal Ireland Society. Today, at this special occasion, being a representative of Government of Nepal, I would also like to present sincere thanks to Office of Public Works and South Dublin Country Council for supporting Nepal Ireland Day. Let me take a minute to note the devastating tragedy which Nepal faced last year, a tragic, shivering earthquake which shook our nation, taking the lives of over 8,000 people. We are glad that we had so many helping hands from around the globe, which help us to be strong and resilient in this connection. On behalf of all those victims of Nepal earthquake who have benefited from generosity, I'd like to heartily thank Irish government for providing of €1.6 million in humanitarian funding and massive towns relief items. In addition, I would also like to honor respect to Irish government for providing Nepal the provision of counseling and psychological support for those affected by the earthquake. Likewise, for lifting travel restrictions to Nepal fully, I'd also like to thank Irish government for easing Nepal, allow Irish tourists to go to Nepal without any restrictions. No doubt, this has helped to flourish the leading business of Nepal, that is tourism. In addition to Irish government help, I'd also like to heartily appreciate all Irish individual people who kindly donated and supported victims during the earthquake. Certainly, all of your small helps made a huge difference to suffering victims. Finally, I'd also like to take the minutes to thank the worship of Lord Mayor of Dublin Council, His Excellency Joe Metz Hook, Deputy Director for the office Mr. Brian, dear Excellencies, and all delightful guests for glowing Nepal Ireland Day with precious presence. I would also like to assure that the Embassy of Nepal will always remain at the forefront line to provide support to Nepal Ireland Society and as well as other communities, organizations for strengthening relationship between Nepal and Ireland at all levels. In addition, Embassy is always keen to provide support for promoting Nepal and for activities that are aimed for national importance cause. यहाँ उपस्थित हुनुभएको सम्पूर्ण चाहिँ आइरिस र नेपालबाट चाहिँ पाल्नुभएका सम्पूर्ण महानुभावहरूलाई नेपाल आयरल्यान्डले सफल बनाउनको लागि यहाँहरूको जुन उल्लेखनीय भूमिका छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ मैले अत्यन्त सराहना गरेको छु, अत्यन्त प्रशंसनीय छ। यसको लागि म यहाँहरूलाई विशेष धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। नेपाल आयरल्यान्ड सोसाइटीले यो नेपाल आयरल्यान्ड डेलाई सफल बनाउनको लागि चाहिँ विगत समयदेखि नै विभिन्न कार्यक्रमहरू आयोजना गर्नुभएको छ। यसले गर्दा नेपाल र आयरल्यान्ड बीचको दुई देश बीचको दौत्य सम्बन्ध प्रगाढ गराउनुका साथसाथै नेपाल र आयरल्यान्ड बीचको जनस्तरसम्मको सम्बन्ध विकास गर्नको लागि पनि निश्चय पनि एउटा कोसे ढुङ्गा साबित भएको छ र साथसाथै आयरल्यान्डमा बस्नुहुने चाहिँ सम्पूर्ण नेपाली दाजुभाइ दिदीबहिनीहरूका सन्ततिहरूले नेपालको संस्कृति र कला र पहिचानलाई चाहिँ आत्मबोध गर्नको लागि पनि सँगसँगै यसले सहयोग गरेको छ। यसको लागि कार्यक्रम आयोजना गर्ने नेपाल आयरल्यान्ड सोसाइटीलाई म विशेष धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। आफ्नो व्यस्तताको बावजुद पनि चाहिँ यहाँ उपस्थित हुनुहुने सम्पूर्ण महानुभावहरूलाई चाहिँ यहाँहरूको सहभागिता र कार्यक्रम सफल बनाउनको लागि यहाँहरूले खेल्नुभएको भूमिकाको लागि म यहाँहरूलाई धन्यवाद ज्ञापन गर्न चाहन्छु। long live Nepal Ireland relationship. Thank you.
Costello, former Minister for Trade and International Development, to say a few words.
To come along on this wonderful day for the Ireland-Nepal Day. It's great to have the sun shining, and I want to acknowledge the Lord Mayor, Brendan Carr, who I know has to go very shortly to Croke Park, and the Charge d'Affaires, and all of the Nepalese embassy people who are here, and all of the members of the Irish Nepalese Society. I've been involved for some time, and I'm not going to go on very long in the few words that I have to say, but I've been involved for some time with the Irish Nepalese Society, with Deepesh and with the embassy, and we've been working to try and ensure that we establish a parliamentary group in the Irish Parliament that would enhance and promote the interests of both the Irish and the Nepalese people. And I had an email this morning from the Ceann Comhairle, who is the chair of the Irish Parliament, who regretted that he couldn't be here today, but extending an invitation to the Irish Nepalese Society to come along in the month of September under his chairmanship and to discuss with parliamentarians in the Oireachtas, that is our parliament, the establishment of such an Irish parliamentary friendship group. And the idea is that we would, this year, before the end of the year, have a formal establishment of that particular grouping. And that, of course, can lead to stronger relationships between our two parliaments, stronger relationships between our two countries, and to promote the cultural aspects, the business aspects, tourism, etc. So this is a high point in the relationship, and I'm delighted that on this Ireland-Nepal Day that I have the opportunity of making that announcement. So thank you very much for the invitation to myself and to my wife, who has been very much engaged all this time as well. And I hope we have a wonderful day together. Thank you.
just like to invite Zima Costello to say a few words. Thank you very much.
To Lord Mayor, Ambassador, invited guests, it's always wonderful to be here, and the sun always shines for Nepal Day here in Farmley or wherever. I'm proud to call myself a friend of Nepal and the Nepalese people, and I'm ashamed to say I still haven't been there, and I was waiting for my husband to announce there that he was going to take me before this time next year, but hopefully we will be able to we'll be able to tell you very shortly that we've both been, because it's a long-standing ambition of both of ours that we will actually visit Nepal. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. I know that all the photographs and everything that's here is just so wonderful. So there's a lot to do, and people will be very occupied in the course of the day. Thank you very much.
We're very grateful today that our chief guest has made it, because I know it's a very busy day for Councillor Brendan Carr. Would like to invite you just to say a few words as the chief guest. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Ambassador, and particularly children who I think make these events so special. I want to acknowledge the musicians earlier on who were fabulous. I'm just glad they didn't ask me to sing along, but I think, and the children who sang the national anthems. But today is acknowledging the 17 years of diplomatic relationships between Nepal and Ireland. But our history goes back a lot further. Back in 1921, Charles Howard Brewery actually led the reconnaissance expedition to Everest, and ever since that, Irish people have been trying to challenge Everest, and I think we have some of us here today with us. But when you look around at Ireland and you look at Nepal, we have an awful lot in common. Our heritage, our culture, our songs, dance, which you've seen here today and you'll witness later on, goes to show how close both our communities are connected. And I know there's a saying that if you visit Nepal the first time for the mountains, but you visit the second time for the people, now our mountains might be a slight bit lower, but I think the same sentiment can go that when you come to Ireland for the scenery, you come back for its people. As you're aware, this year is a special year for us, 1916, but it's also, we have to acknowledge what happened last year in Nepal with the death of up to 9,000 people and hundreds of thousands being made homeless as a result of that horrific earthquake. I also want to acknowledge as well that our thoughts and prayers are with those people in Italy who are going through a very similar situation at the moment, and we hope they have a speedy recovery back to normality there. But look, today is about fun, it's about celebration, and it's about witnessing each other's cultures, and there's an awful lot here to do. So I hope you enjoy your stay here, and hope you enjoyed it in Farmley. I hope you get involved in any events which are here and have a great time, and next year we'll be all back here to celebrate such a day. And again, I apologise for having to run off so early, but we have another cultural event in Ireland which unfortunately or fortunately I have to get to. So look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thank you.
So we'd just like to thank the Lord Mayor for giving his time today, and he needs to slip away. I'd like to invite Mr. Kulacharya, who is the European Regional Coordinator of the Non-Resident Nepali Association, to come and say a few words. Thank you.
Mr. Sarad Radharan, Charge Affair, Embassy of Nepal, just left chief guest, Mr. Joe Costello, Mrs. Emil Costello, Mr. Brian O'Brien, Mr. Gangaram Cornell, General Secretary, Nepal Ireland Society and ICC member NRNA, Rajan Kafle, President NRN Ireland, Office Bearer of various Nepalese organizations in Ireland, Panchebaza team, आदरणीय आत्मीय सम्पूर्ण नेपाली दाजुभाइ दिदीबहिनीहरू, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and namaste. I'm really delighted and feel honored to be able to participate in this Nepal Ireland Day in Dublin today. As we all know, Nepal and Ireland are observing 17 years of their diplomatic relation, and this day mark excellent relationship between our two countries. I must mention that people-to-people relation between Nepal and Ireland is several decades old. Rob Martel became the youngest Irishman to climb Mount Everest in May this year. We are grateful to the people and government of Ireland for their generous support to Nepal in the aftermath of last year's devastating earthquake. May I take this opportunity to mention brief about the Non-Resident Nepalese Association, popularly known as the NRNA, with a For Nepali by Nepali motto. It is estimated that some 4.5 million Nepalese live in countries outside South Asia. The NRNA Association aims to represent them and mobilize their skill, expertise, and resources in the development of Nepal. NRNA now has got the chapter in 74 countries of the world, including here in Ireland. All those chapters work tirelessly to promote the interest of Nepalese community living there, and also to help in Nepal socio-economic development of Nepal. Since the establishment of NRNA 13 years ago, NRNA have individual as well as collectively investment millions of dollars in Nepal's health, tourism, and hydropower, bank, and different sectors. After the last year earthquake, nearly over 300 Nepalese volunteers visited their country of birth and help and rehabilitation effort. The Non-Resident Nepalese Association has announced that it will build 1,000 earthquake resident house in Nepal for the benefit of earthquake survivors. So far, we have already raised around 350 million Nepalese rupees to support this project from among Nepalese diaspora global. The NRN have also supported hundreds of small and big charitable projects across the country. Nepali diaspora has those emerged as one of the promising partners of the Nepal's development. As most of the Nepalese now living in Europe and elsewhere are first generation immigrants, we haven't been able to do more as much we would like, but over the next decade or so, Nepalese diaspora is likely to be emerge as a major force that can leave its imprint in Nepalese development. जननी जन्मभूमिश्च स्वर्गादपि गरिएसी वास्तवमा हामी जन्म्यौं, ठुलो भयौं, हुर्क्यौं, देशदेखि बाहिर छौं। आदरणीय सम्पूर्ण आयरल्यान्डमा बस्ने आदरणीय मित्रहरू, सम्पूर्ण महानुभावहरूलाई म के अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु भने हामी ठुलो भएपछि आएका छौं, हाम्रो नयाँ जेनेरेसनहरू छ। नेपालसँगको सम्बन्ध जोड्नलाई तपाईँ हामीले केही गर्नु परेको छ। त्यो जन्मभूमिको गुण तिर्नको लागि यहाँहरूले आफ्नो आफ्नो ठाउँबाट सकेको मद्दत गरिदिनु हुनेछ भन्ने पनि म यहाँहरुसँग विनम्र अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु। र last not the least, I would like to call upon member of Nepalese diaspora in Ireland to continue their good work and promote to good image of Nepal. Here I would like to request Irish friends to explore trade and investment opportunity in Nepal, visit Nepal with a friend and family, and above all, continue to spirit of partnership in the days and years to come. I would like to thank you, the organizer, once again to organizing such a wonderful event, and wish all success. Thank you.
Who is the president of the Non-Resident Nepal Association in Ireland, to say a few words.
On behalf of Non-Resident Nepalese Association Ireland, I would like to show my respect and acknowledge to the organizer, supporters, and all participating for the Nepal Ireland's Day 2016. Honorable Working Ambassador Mr. Subhadraj Aran, Lord Mayor, Non-Resident Nepalese Association European Regional Coordinator, Mr. Kula Acharya, President of Nepal Ireland Society, Mr. Dipesh Mansake, and Colonel Pratik Jankeshi, and the chairperson of different organization, and Mr. Joe Costello, Emer Costello, and former NRN president, and all my colleagues, distinguished guests, community leaders, media partners, and my dear friends from Nepalese and Irish communities. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of NRN NCC Ireland, I would like Embassy of Nepal, Nepal Tourism Board, Nepal Ireland Society, and Nepalese community as a whole, I extend my sincere gratitude to all of you for joining us in celebrating this year's Nepal's Ireland Day 2016, which is the most significant event of all the Nepalese living in Ireland and beyond. This event organized by Embassy of Nepal, Nepal Tourism Board, and Nepal Ireland Society. We have been regularly organizing this event since 2011 and with the aim of promoting Nepal's rich culture and heritage among the Irish community. Lastly, I would like to say welcome to all. Thanks for your participation today. My special thanks to all our hardworking volunteers, management team, artists, media partners, everyone for your tireless support to make this Nepal Ireland's Day great success 2016. आदरणीय सम्पूर्ण विभिन्न संघ संस्थाका प्रतिनिधिहरू, रिप्रेजेन्टेटिभहरू, यस नेपाल आयरल्यान्ड्स डेलाई सफल बनाउन यहाँहरूको सहयोग, यहाँहरूको सक्रिय सहभागिता र यस्तो राम्रो प्रोग्रामलाई सञ्चालन गर्ने नेपाल आयरल्यान्ड सोसाइटी, दूतावास, नेपाली दूतावास, टुरिज्म बोर्ड अफ नेपाल र सम्पूर्ण टिमले यो अवसर प्रदान गरेकोमा हामी साँच्चीकै हर्षित छौँ र इट इज आवर ग्रेट प्राउड। आज नेपाली महिलाहरूको, हिन्दूहरूको महान चाड हरितालिका तीज भएको हुनाले यहाँ उपस्थित हुने सम्पूर्ण आमा बुवा दिदी बहिनीहरूमा हरितालिका तीजको शुभकामना व्यक्त गर्दै आफ्ना भनाइहरू यही अन्त्य गर्न चाहन्छु। धन्यवाद।
I'd just like to invite Bree Gavin to the stage. Bree has done a huge amount of fundraising for the earthquake relief in Nepal. Thank you.
Namaste, Sabajanale. My name is Bree Gavin O'Connell. I'm from Galway. And you probably wonder why I wanted to speak here today, but I was just keen to share a few of my thoughts and feelings and experiences with everybody from Nepal. About Nepal, I mean. But before I start, I just want to say, first of all, a very sincere thank you to Chetraj and Lakshmi for inviting me to their home last night to stay there, and for our very other special friends who, I can't pronounce their names, I apologize, but we had a lovely party last night to celebrate the Tej festival, okay? So I just wanted to acknowledge that. I suppose a few years ago, I didn't know anything about Nepal. I just knew that Mount Everest was in Nepal. But 4 years ago, I had the very special privilege of being invited by my friend Raj Karika to visit his family in Kathmandu. Following that, we also visited his parents' home, the village house in Biratnagar. So I had heard that Buddha was born in India, but when I went to visit Nepal, I discovered, because we visited Lumini, and I discovered that Buddha was born in Nepal. I also visited Pokhara, Chitwan, Kathmandu, Lumini. I can't remember, so many different places and so many different temples, and I had a wonderful time. But I suppose, apart from the beauty of the country, which is probably what everybody talks about, I was extremely touched by the people in Nepal. And I have to say, from the bottom of my heart, I was proud that we as Irish people are meant to be very friendly, but I feel that perhaps Nepal just beat us on that one. The welcome that I received in Nepal was unreal, and I genuinely feel now that I have a huge Nepalese family, because I've been there now 3 times in 4 years, and I feel like my Nepalese family grows all the time. So I want to thank Nepal for that. And just finally, I suppose I just want to say, yes, I did. As an individual, I was very, very touched by the disaster that happened with the earthquake, and I felt compelled to do something about it. So I'm not connected to any organisation, but I did do some fundraising in Galway in the hospital where I work. And I first of all did some and gave it to the Red Cross, but then I did a second lot of fundraising, and I took the funds over to Nepal myself. And I was very lucky that between Raj Karaka and Suman Gamire, they helped me through a local Lions Club to give the aid to the people. So what we did was we bought blankets and a solar light for 86 different families in 4 different remote regions of Nepal. It was in Chitwan Saura in the Darachok region. I wish my Nepalese pronunciation was better, but I just want to finish up, I suppose, by saying sincerely that I feel very, very strongly that a lot of people think that the most valuable asset that Nepal has is Mount Everest and the trekking and all the tourist things. But I genuinely feel the greatest asset Nepal has is the people. And that's what we should sell. And I do nothing but just I overpour with joy to explain to my friends and my family how lucky I've been to be part of the Nepalese community. And I genuinely thank each and every one of you for bringing me into your lives and making me part of Nepal. And I hope that Nepal and Ireland can do a lot more to support each other, because as people already mentioned today, we have a lot in common. And when I went there on my very first time and I stayed in the village house, I experienced life exactly as I experienced it growing up in the west of Ireland on a farm. Everything was simple, everything was beautiful, everything was pure. And I just think that the Nepalese people have a huge connection with I suppose, family. And that's one thing that I really value, is you put family at the center of everything. And also, I really love the fact that people respect older people so much. So those are just some of the wonderful gems that I think Nepal has to share.